Hi, I'm Melinda from Hope When There Was None. Probably the most popular, if you want to call it that, popular question or frequent question that I hear is, why does she stay, or why does he stay in an abusive relationship? Abuse is not prejudice. It covers this entire world. It blankets this entire world. Every culture, every age bracket you can think of, there is abuse. And I'll dive into that, and maybe tomorrow I'll start coming on for the next few days to share what abuse is, what it looks like. So the number one, of course, well, you know what, let's start from the bottom. The bottom is lack of faith. And this could be lack of faith, not a religious thing, but lack of faith in the justice system and the police, law enforcement. They may have been brought up in an area or have seen so much news where there is injustices to the LGBTQ community. There is injustice to the racial community that's different and diverse. There could be situations where they've seen or witnessed family members go through the justice system and law enforcement, and they didn't see any help, and maybe the police just blew off the abuse. So they're coming from that, seeing that, witnessing that, so not having that faith in the system that it'll work, it might work, or even protective orders. Maybe they've seen other people that have had protective orders and they were killed or murdered, or that abuser just totally walked all over it and kept violating it one after another. So they decide to just stay quiet or just stay in that abusive relationship. Now, there's also cultural beliefs. There are beliefs that they have to stay in because this is just what this is what it's done. This is what it's always been. Support, maybe no support, I should say. There's lack of support. They don't have a support system outside. They don't have a support system inside. And a lot of this sometimes is done covertly or quietly. So many don't know about what's going on behind closed doors. And I know that's true. In fact, we paste smiles on our face, and you never know what your neighbors are doing. You don't know. Also, the children. Many stay, or fur babies, you stay because of your loved ones, your littles at home. You may not want them to come from a broken home. Your children, and I did ask this in my group, and one gal piped up and she said her kids were happy. And even though she wasn't happy, her kids were happy, and that's why she stayed. I was going to stay until the kids were 18. I thought I can tough it out, but things were becoming more and more violent. I didn't believe I'd make it to 40, so I had to leave. So there is, for the fur babies, for the children, that's why you stay. There is such shame and embarrassment. What if people find out? What are they going to say about me? Are they going to think I'm stupid or dumb for staying as long as I did? These are things that you think of when you're going through that. Religious reasons. There can be judgment from members of your church. What does the Bible say about abuse? Why are you not turning the other cheek? You should be forgiving and forget. Did he repent? Then if he repented, then you should just forgive him. These are things that are sometimes brought up by the church members. It doesn't matter what church you go to or what religion you believe in. Many of them have the same beliefs, and it can make the victim feel invalidated. It could also make her feel, and I'm saying her, again, abuse is male or female, but I'm saying her because it happens more prevalently as a woman, females. So they just stay. They're doing their biblical duty. They are doing what they have to do at night to their husband, even if he's forcing himself on her. They are doing the Proverbs woman. They're being that submissive wife, but it's taken out of context. But those are reasons why she stays. Immigration status. You don't always think about that, but they could be living with a person that could be holding that immigration status over their head, that green card, or say, hey, I'm going to tell on you, or you won't get the kids, which is another thing too. I'll take the children from you. Now, normal. It's normal. What they're experiencing is normal because maybe they don't know anything else. I myself grew up in an environment where violence was prevalent, where it was common. So you don't know any better. You don't know any, I don't want to say better, but you don't know anything but violence. You don't know anything different. Your family, generations, again, this can happen with generations. There's that cycle, and so you might have seen this coming up with aunts and uncles, grandmas and grandpas, cousins, and so on and so on. You get the gist. And so you're so used to seeing the abuse, maybe as a small child, you've been brought up in it in your own home without aunts or uncles or anything. So it's normal. This is normal behavior. You don't recognize what a normal relationship looks like. The victim loves the abuser. The victim is just crazy about the abuser. So this is one of the reasons that they stay. Another reason is feeling stuck. I felt stuck forever. I felt helpless. I also felt responsible for the abuse to some extent. And there's a reason for that, but I'll dive into that in a second. Lack of resources. Many stay, again, they're feeling stuck because they don't have maybe a car. Perhaps their abuser is the sole responsible person in the home for having a job, having that person with a vehicle, health insurance, car insurance, keeping a roof over their head. Maybe this person doesn't have, this victim does not have a credit card, a home in her name, anything in her name. She might not have that credit established at all, or perhaps there was some bankruptcies there, so the credit there, that abuser might have really trashed their credit score, so they don't have, and she doesn't have any established credit, or it's just a train wreck. Belief that they can change that abuser, they can change that person, and maybe you feel that you're the only one that can help them. The world is against them, they have nobody else to turn to, and they might have even told you that. So this is a reason why they stay. They believe that they can, maybe this person's a fixer. I'm empathetic, I believe that I can help anybody, I'm a people pleaser. So they could come with that belief that they can actually help and change this person. Guilt. Ooh, guilt's a big one. Now this person, this abuser, might be putting the guilt on you because maybe you didn't try hard enough. You might even feel that way. I didn't try hard enough. I didn't pray hard enough. I didn't believe enough. I didn't do this enough. I didn't do that enough. Maybe if I change my appearance, maybe if I get a second job, maybe if I do this, that, and the other, and you bargain too, you might feel that this will be a relationship failure. My family's had separations or divorces, so if I do this, I'm just going to end up in that cycle and I'm just going to be a failure. Or mom and dad had a relationship that lasted 40, 50 years, and look at mine, it's over in 6 months or a year or whatever that is for you. So you might have that guilt. You might have that guilt that you made this person mad. So these are things, you know, if you had done this, this person wouldn't be hurting you, wouldn't be emotionally abusing you, physically abusing you, verbally abusing you. And you might also feel, well, why do I want to leave? You might feel guilty in leaving. It's just that, you know, I don't have anything to myself. I don't have that money to myself. I don't have the finances, or I don't have, he's just verbally abusing me or playing these mental games. I can handle it. You know, after time, these things really weigh heavily on you, and you might see some health difficulties come from that. This is buildup. It's a buildup in your body, and it might be a slow progression. And that's another thing. If somebody's watching this, why does she stay? Why does he stay? This doesn't happen overnight. Much of the abuse happens very slowly. It's something that creeps in with a word. Maybe they are at the victim's work and they see the victim talking with a customer, and that person automatically, well, they're cheating on me. It's just something that happens very slowly. And of course, the number one reason is fear. Fear of losing your children, fear of losing your stuff, maybe your home. Maybe this is a childhood home. Perhaps someone gifted you this home. You might lose that as well. You have that fear of major change. Whew, yeah, that's a big one. What's going to happen? Sometimes the abuse is so normalized that going out into the world is super scary. So the victim stays. Also, that abuser might have threatened or has said that they're going to kill them, their children, kill family members, kill the victim. They're being maybe stalked. Maybe they've left in the past and things just got heated and they decide, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to stay. Now, a victim does leave try to leave at least up to 7 times or more. So these are reasons why a victim stays. And if you haven't been in an abusive relationship and you don't understand any of what I said, well, God bless you. And I don't mean that in a snarky way. I'm glad you never have. But I bet you might know somebody that fits the bill. Now that I'm talking about these things, maybe you can understand a little bit more. But I do encourage you, if you are on the outside looking into a person that has not left her abuser yet, it's frustrating. You might be, oh my gosh, girl, just leave already. Please just be patient. It might take a while. There are women that I coach and talk to where it's been several years and then they finally made that jump. Okay, now especially when we're older. I was almost 40 when I left. I do talk to women that are in their 60s and 70s, and they've been in that relationship since they're 18, since they were 20. And it's very scary to make a major change like that, leaving an abuser. So I hope this gives you a little more understanding and a little bit more thought to why a person stays. So this is Melinda from Hope When There Was None. If you have any questions or anything you want to add, please do so at the bottom right there in the comment section. And if you found any value in this, please do me a favor also to spread awareness, especially as we're ending the month of October, and share this video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Mwah. Stay safe. Bye.